everyone, and welcome back to my channel, TomKat Stitchery. I'm Whitney, and I'm here with Jenny, and we've got kind of a fun celebratory, we just have some things we want to share with you here on the channel, and so that is what we're going to kind of do today. But before we get into that, today is Friday, and Love Notion's Feature Friday pattern is a good one. It's one of my absolute favorites. The Rhapsody is $5 today only. The Rhapsody has like an insane amount of views, different sleeves, dress, shirt. I've made a ton. I will pop some up as I'm talking. It's one of my favorite blouse patterns. I just really, really love it. But it is $5 today only. So if you don't have the Rhapsody in your pattern catalog yet, for $5, it is so worth the money. So definitely go over there and grab it.
What's your code?
Oh, my code, yes. Thanks, Jenny. It's a new one for the second quarter. KAT10, K-A-T-10, will get you an additional 10% off that sale price. So you can get the $5 and then an additional 10% off that $5 if you would like to shop that sale. So there we go.
Perfect.
Love Notions. Okay. So Jenny and I just wanted to come on here. We felt like what we had to say goes beyond sewing. This is kind of
a snapshot.
It's a snapshot. We have noticed, so as you guys know, I'm in the middle of doing my digital class, fitting digital class, and we have come to determine that we need to celebrate more. Absolutely. We need to celebrate more. We need, and this goes across all areas of life, not just with TomKat Stitchery or everything. All the little things need to be celebrated, because otherwise in life you just get stuck in that hamster wheel of, well, when this is done then I can celebrate, but there's always going to be something else. Like,
absolutely,
you're not done until you're done. I'm like done. So
and birthdays only come around once a year.
They do. And so we need, I just feel that this very deeply with everyone, and I talked about this in my fitting class a little bit, that we need to celebrate the victories. So whether that's you have finally gotten a shirt to fit you, or whether that's you finally tackled a sewing technique, or you got your oven clean, or whatever it is, just the little things in life that they need to be celebrated in different ways. And for us, we are coming up on our 1 year since Jenny has come on part-time with TomKat Stitchery, and I know you guys have seen a difference just in everything that I've been producing out because I've got help now, but we just kind of wanted to do a recap and celebrate where we've come and share a little bit about our story and how we came to be working together. But before we do that, our sweet little intern, aka Jenny's daughter, has made the most, when she heard that we were doing a video on celebration, she's like, you need a cake. And she loves to bake. And I'm going to pop up over our faces right now the cake that she made for us. This is a gluten-free cake because I am gluten-free because of my autoimmune issues. Gluten-free cake, and folks, look, she put the TomKat Stitchery logo onto the cake with like all sorts of figuring out and printing, and I don't even know. It was
a lot of procrastinating. She should have been working on homework. But we love it when she bakes at the house because then we all reap the benefits.
Exactly. And I'm so excited to dig into it. But yes, so she has made us a cake in order to celebrate. Now, do you always have to have sweet treats in order to celebrate? No, of course not.
No, but it's kind of like our birthday right now.
Yeah,
so we're using it as a little birthday cake.
Yeah, no? And I actually enjoy using food as carrots to dangle as ways to celebrate.
And maybe I love chocolate cake.
Oh, right. Oh, I'm so excited to dig into that.
Yeah.
So yes, that is what we're going to be doing today and talking a little bit about today. And then we will have more sewing on Sunday. I've got a sew along with me, not a sew along, just sew with me. It's going to be bits and pieces of me sewing for my son. And that's going to be popping up on Sundays for the next few weeks as I go through my selfless sewing. And then I will have a secret sew along that I can't tell you about yet in May, and then the next actual sew along is going to be the McCall's dress for my daughter. So that's kind of what we've got sewing related. And next week I'm going to be on here and we're going to do our spring ready to wear looks and patterns to do those. That's going to be a video next week, so we definitely want to tune back in for that. Okay, let's talk a little bit about how you and I came to this agreement, to our working agreement.
Well, I made Whitney take a spinning class with me. And we learned to spin wool.
Well, we were friends before.
Oh, we were friends
Yes.
before. Yeah,
Yes.
and we would go out thrifting, and she would tell us stories about what she's thinking about doing for the channel. And her daughter and my daughter were our friends, and they were in the same Girl Scout troop at the time. And we would all bounce ideas off. And I remember one day sitting at Starbucks going, "This is your board of directors meeting." And we kind of just laughed it off. It was probably 3-4 years ago.
It was, yeah.
But last spring, we went to a fiber festival to feed our stashes of wool that we are spinning, just really not, kind of haphazardly, I would say.
Yeah, we're just learning a new skill.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
And so we're walking around and we're oohing and on. And we started talking to a gentleman who had a woolen mill. And he had all these different colors of fiber. And he just was he was really approachable and just, wanted to chit chat. And, somebody else always loves to talk. So we stood there and we talked to this man for a while, and we got his story. And his story started out that he got sheep for free on Craigslist and figured out they needed sheared, and what was he going to do with the wool? And now I'm going to buy a woolen mill, and this is what I'm doing. And he says, sometimes you just have to jump in and do the thing.
Yes.
And we talked all the way home, and it was about a 2-hour drive.
Yeah.
We talked about all the way home and about what could we do about TomKat Stitchery, what would be fun. Just, hey, let's buy a store. Hey, let's do this.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do that.
Yeah.
A lot of things that got nixed along the way.
Right. Like, what would our just do the thing be? Like, this guy just randomly decided, I'm going to raise some sheep and
have a
buy a
woolen
woolen mill. Yeah.
And run it out of my garage.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're out there, Jamie, call us. So anyway, we talked about it, and I think it was a couple of weeks later, I called Whitney from work and I said, I'm ready to do this. I really feel like I want to do this. And we just started chatting and talking about it over spring break. We brought our husbands in to be like, okay, you business minds, what do you think about this? And they are very both risk averse and reserved. And so they were like, well, how much? But they've gotten on board.
They have.
On board. And so then
when we brought them on too, we were like, big ideas, like what this is going to look like.
Oh yeah,
this was before anything was funneled down into
we
like
were going to have
parcels.
like, I don't know, a chain of stores. It was really not very focused. But since then, we got in the car because our other kids were on a robotics team together, and they had a competition a couple hours away, and so we carpooled there. And on that car ride, we outlined what we needed to do for TomKat Stitchery.
Yeah, and what it could look like, what it could look like, to take it to the next step.
And what do we need to do? So in that year, which is right about this time last year.
It was Easter weekend.
We took a look at what Whitney had already built with the YouTube channel and kind of a homebrew newsletter. We talked to some friends. We talked to some business advisors, got some advice. And last year, we built a new website.
Yeah.
Launched a newsletter.
Yes.
And that newsletter has 5,000 subscribers already.
Which is amazing. You guys are amazing.
So if you aren't a subscriber, go to the new website, which is TomKatStitchery.com. Click the link and sign up to be a subscriber. Then you'll get some more of this behind the scenes stuff and some of the additional content that we're creating. Also, you get a link to these videos a little before they're published publicly.
And my PDFs, my wardrobe planning PDFs go out to my newsletter subscribers. They're the first to find out about any classes that I'm going to do, whether that be in person or digital. They kind of get the first scoop on everything.
So one of the other things, speaking of classes that we did last year, is we created and had 2 in-person shirt making classes, of which I got to be the benefactor of.
2 new shirts.
2 new shirts. This is the
Vernon by Cashmerette.
Cashmerette Vernon. And so we hosted 24 students for a 2.5-day long sewing class twice last year. And we learned a tremendous amount from them, made some new friends, and was able to take the next big step, which was...
the digital course. So the way that with the digital classes or the in-person classes, when Jenny and I were talking in the car on our way to the robotics competition, I told her, I was like, I get a lot of feedback on my sew-alongs and how people love that, and I really enjoy teaching, and I think it's something that, I don't know, that not necessarily I'm good at, but it's something that I have something to offer when it comes to teaching the sewing skills. I've just learned so much from so many good mentors that I have a lot to share. And obviously the immediate response was, okay, let's try some in-person classes, because that's the way that you teach sewing. And I had so much fun. And I am not ruling out, we don't have any in-person classes planned right now, but I'm not ruling out doing more in the future, because I love being in front of you guys and having like the interpersonal like conversations and talking. And I really love that. And it was a great way to learn some stuff about teaching and what that's going to look like.
We learned everything from like how we're going to use the phone as a projector onto a screen.
Yes.
To how many sewing machines you can plug into an extension cord. I mean, there's a lot of practical things. But yeah, we learned a lot about event planning and how we're best suited to make this run. It worked really well. So those
really
24 folks who are out there, I know you're watching. Thank you for
being our guinea pigs.
Being our guinea pigs.
Yes. And I also learned how important that is to me, just to fuel my tank. I just really enjoy being face-to-face with you guys and really love that. But, we were only able to serve 24 people in those 2 weekends, which is then when digital classes kind of became a thing. And I met a couple of stylists through the webinar that I did. I don't know if you guys remember that, back in the late summer, early fall, who were also going to be launching some digital classes, and they were taking a class on how to launch digital class, taking a digital class on how to launch digital classes.
It's very
And so I said, you know what, I'm going to invest and I'm going to take the class and see what we can see. Amongst all of this, my mother gets a cancer diagnosis, which was way out of left field. And, but it gave me time when I was back in Missouri by myself, just with my parents, in the evenings and stuff when they would go to bed, and I would have time to take the class and to really think and focus in on things, is when I was feeling led really to doing a fitting class. And what's funny is that I've always said, I don't think I should be teaching beginners or fitting. For whatever reason. I don't know if those just seem harder to me or what. But of course, I was feeling led to do the fitting class, and it's going really, really well so far.
It's been fun seeing people's faces with that too, because
thank goodness, yes, because I need that.
If you are in the fitting class and you're posting your pictures and things like that, that really does a lot for us to see your faces and you see your progress.
And get to know you guys a little bit better.
Absolutely.
I mean, in the comments is great too. When you guys comment on my videos, I love getting to know you guys. It feeds my soul. But yeah, so that's been the real big thing that I have been working on in the background, as well as I've been working with Cashmerette and doing sew-alongs. I did their really big Canton's Moto Jacket sew-along. That was a huge undertaking in 2023. But the class has been what is taking up pretty much all of my extra time.
Yeah.
It's been a big one.
It has been, it's been fun.
It has been. I've been learning a lot.
I think you learned a lot about yourself.
I have, yeah.
Of what you are capable of. Because I think a lot of times we underestimate what we are capable of doing.
Yeah.
And, I'm going to cry. But you are capable of doing so much more than what you imagine.
Same with you.
Oh, geez.
Sorry, we need to get sappy on here, but this is also why we wanted to do this video. Because not only have we found the importance of celebrating all of the little things, celebrating getting the tops to fit. For instance, we are doing a lot of celebrating in the fitting class right now as people are getting tops to fit for the first time, and pants here soon for the first time, which is just so exciting. But we also want to talk about in the whole doing the thing. So Jenny had, you may have seen these watch bands. I'm going to show you. She had these watch bands made for us. And on one side, it is the TomKat Stitchery logo. Get our faces off. Is it going to focus? There it goes. TomKat Stitchery logo. And then on the other side, it says do the thing, which is kind of our mantra a little bit through all of this. But just as kind of a reminder that you're number one, you're not done until you're done. Number two, don't put off doing something great now, just thinking that things are going to get better. And by this, I mean, sew for the body you have now. Don't save the special fabric until you get to whatever size that you think is the right size. We're only promised right now. We're not promised anything else. And use the special fabric, learn the new skill. This can go well beyond sewing as well. Step out, do something scary. And it could be learning a new skill. It doesn't have to be anything where you're investing money or anything into it. It can be something small, but something that scares you a little bit. I have learned a lot of lessons about stepping outside and doing stuff that scare me. I feel like I've just been in a constant state of terror.
Frightened all the time.
It's the beginning of 2023. With the construction we had going on here, it's just a lot. Like Jenny said, I learned a lot about myself, and a lot of it was I feel like I have to have a lot of control over situations, and I didn't think that was my personality as much as it is.
Until you didn't have control.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And all of a sudden I'm like,
yeah, we didn't even mention that you made a new sewing room.
Oh yeah, we built the filming studio. So working in construction has been very interesting as well. But yeah, I'm ready for things to settle down a little bit.
I don't know. You've already made over 40 garments this year.
Okay, yes. But a lot of those were for the fitting class, and I'm working on a secret sew-along. You can't see it. It's right off the side here right now. That you guys,
really, really pretty.
It is, and it has felt so good to be back. I've made some Stashify makes and stuff this year, but it has felt really good just to be back and creating garments again. And I'm excited to start sewing for my kids and just getting stuff ready for Italy and all that. But I am ready to be back in the sewing room. My soul needs sewing. I know I'm not alone in that. But yeah, this was just kind of a reminder to take what we've got today. This is the day. Actually, what I have been singing to myself is that little hymn that you used to sing as a kid. The churches I grew up in, but this is the day that the Lord has made, that the Lord has made. I've been singing that in my head a ton, just reminding myself that, again, we're only promised right now. So just to take advantage of that and enjoy your loved ones and enjoy your hobbies of sewing. And if things are not enjoyable in the sewing room, put those aside and work on something else.
Or take a nap and have a snack.
Yes, that is another thing that we've learned. Go back to toddlerhood. When you are frustrated and just want to cry and nothing seems to be working, a nap and a snack go a long way. That's been our mantra too a little bit.
This last month it really has.
Yes, yeah.
It really,
you need a nap and a snack. You just need a nap and a snack.
Yep. But we have some exciting things planned coming up. We are going to continue with this YouTube channel. As long as
you'll have us.
As long as you want to keep on watching. We're going to continue with the YouTube channel. We are also planning a couple additions to the digital class world over there on our website. So if you aren't signed up for that newsletter, you'll get signed up so you can be the first to know. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell you today, the first digital class that we're going to offer is a shirt making class. Mm-hmm. And it'll be a single class.
Yep. Just a project-based class. It'll just, one that you can buy and watch whenever.
And it'll be a button-down shirt, so there'll be a little extra fun techniques about how do you install collars and cuffs and yokes and things like that. So watch out for that coming this summer. And then next fall,
we'll be doing the pattern fitting class again, which is going to be the same thing, 6 weeks long. my plan is to kind of, right now, as long as you guys are interested in taking it, obviously, as long as I still have people coming in, is to do it twice a year. And just run that, twice a year, making tweaks to it as I go. And obviously, once you've signed up, you have access to all the tweaks I make as well. But that's kind of the thought going forward, just to offer it twice a year for the foreseeable future. So the second time will be most early fall, late summer, early fall is when we're gonna kind of thinking about offering that again.
And we'll let you guys know through the email and through the channel as well. So stay tuned for that. And then we have some other stuff that we're just not ready to share with you yet.
That's exactly
we got to
right.
keep some secrets to ourselves while we work on them and get them really nice and juicy before we give them out to you guys.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's what's happening here. So thank you. Thanks for all the wonderful comments. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed,
Right down below.
Yeah, right there. And we can't wait to see you some more. You'll see her a lot more than me, though.
Yeah. And we're, more sewing ahead. I know that my sew-alongs have been, especially at the end of last year, just with everything that was going on, sew-alongs take a little bit more time for me to film. But I have a lot of plans for a lot more tutorials, sew-alongs, that kind of stuff, popping back up on Sundays, just a lot more sewing with me, as well as the regular stuff that you guys are used to seeing. So stay tuned. And you'll probably, the next time you see Jenny, I have a Sew the Look coming up for her. So the next time you see Jenny, I think will probably be in a Sew the Look video that's coming up in a few weeks. So stay tuned.
I can't wait.
Okay, I think that's all we've got for today.
Let's go eat some cake.
We're gonna go eat some cake. You guys go out there, do the thing, whatever that is. And don't save the pretty, precious fabric for someday. Pull those out. Maybe that could be the scary thing you do, and make something beautiful with it. All right, guys, we hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'll be back on Sunday with some sewing, and then back again next week. Have a good one, and we will see you next time. Bye.